In this video, you will learn how to solve different math problems to prepare for the CFAT and ASVAB test. 12 feet plus 14 yards divided by 6. Now to solve this, notice that we have two units of measure here. We have feet and yard. So we need to convert everything to one standard unit of measure. And notice that in the options here below, we only have feet as the standard unit of measure. So that means we need to convert 14 yards here into feet before we can perform or solve this problem here. So let's convert 14 yards into feet. So 1 yard is equivalent to 3 feet. Now we can convert 14 yards. You multiply this by 3 feet per yard or per 1 yard. Then we'll be left with the feet unit. Then we multiply 14 and 3. 14 times 3 is just equal to 42 feet. Therefore, 14 yards is just equivalent to 14 feet. Now we can write this equation here, or this problem here, as 12 feet plus 42 feet over 6. And this is just equal to 54 feet over 6. And 54 divided by 6 is just equal to 9. So this is just equivalent to 9 feet. So the answer here is this one. Y to the 5th times y cubed. So how do we solve this? So by using the law of exponents, or let's recall the law of exponents, when two powers are multiplied using the same base, our bases here are y. So y here for the y fifth term, and y for the y cubed term. So when the bases are the same, and then the two terms are multiplied, or the terms are multiplied, we just have to add the exponents or the powers together. So y fifth times y cubed would become y to the 5 plus 3, which is just equal to y to the 8. So the answer here is this one. Y plus 6 times y plus 4. So in solving this, we can use the FOIL method. We can use the FOIL method when multiplying two binomials. So we just have to multiply the first pair, the outside pair, the inside pair, the last pair, and then add them together. So let's do that. So that is y plus 6 times y plus 4. So we multiply y and y first, so y times y, and then plus this one, y and 4, y times 4, and then this one 6 and y, plus 6 times y, and then 6 and 4. So plus 6 and 4. Then we simplify. Y times y is y squared, plus 4 times y is 4y, plus 6 times y is 6y, plus 6 times 4 is 24. And then grouping like terms, we group like terms. So this would become y squared plus 10y plus 24. So this one is the value of this one when we expand that one, or when we multiply these two binomials. So the answer here is this one, y squared plus 10y plus 24. (2.8 times 10 squared). Now to solve this, we do the exponent first. Okay, we solve 10 squared first. So 10 squared is just equal to 10 times 10, which is just equal to 100. So this one would become 2.8 times 100. So we just add 2 zeros. So this is just equal to 2800, and then 1 decimal place or point, the decimal place. So the decimal point would be here. Therefore, the answer is just equal to 280. So the answer is this one. Solve PV equals nRT for n in terms of PV, R, and T. So we solve for n here. So what are we going to do? So we're given here P times V equals n times R times T. So all we have to do is we divide both sides by RT. So we'll be left with n on the right. So we divide this by R times T, R times T. And this cancels out. Therefore, n is just equal to P times V over R times T. So the answer here is this one. Which of the following is the mode in this series of numbers 2, 2, 6, 6, 6, 6, 8, 8, 10, 10, and 12? So what is a mode? So the mode in a list of numbers is the one number that occurs the most frequently. So in this case, or in this example, the number that occurs the most frequently is 6. Therefore, the answer here, or the mode for this series of numbers, is 6. If a equals 8, then 8 to the 4th over a is equal to. So we're given here the value of a, which is 8. So we just have to substitute or plug in the value of a to the given expression. So this would become a to the 4th over a, which is equal to 8. And 8 to the 4th can be written as 8 times 8 times 8 times 8, 4 times divided by 8. And then we cancel 1 8 here, because the 8 divided by 8 is equal to 1. Then we'll be left with 8 times 8 times 8. And this is just equal to 512. So 8 times 8 is 64, and 64 times 8 is equal to 512. The answer is this one. Solve this. 6 factorial. So we read the symbol as factorial. So we're given n factorial, and this is just equal to n times n minus 1 times n minus 2, and so on. Or just simply multiplying the number by the next smaller number times the next smaller, all the way down to 1. So 6 factorial would be equal to 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And this is just equal to 720. So this is the answer here. If x equals 3, then x to the x times x equals. So we're given here the value of x, which is equal to 3. Then we just have to plug in that value to the given expression, which is x to the x times x. So this would become 3 to the 3, or 3 cubed times 3. And 3 cubed can be written as 3 times 3 times 3, and then this one times 3. And it's just equal to 81. Therefore, the answer here is this one. If a circle has a radius of 18 feet, what is the circumference to the nearest whole foot? Now, to solve this, we use the formula for determining the circumference of a circle, which is just the circumference equals 2 pi r, where r here is the radius. And we're given here that the radius is equal to 18 feet. And then the value of pi is just 3.1416. Now we just use 3.14. Then we plug in all the values. So circumference is just equal to 2 pi, 2 times 3.14 times 18 feet. And we just multiply everything. Then this would give us a value that is equal to 113.04 feet. But it says here circumference to the nearest whole foot. So we can just round this off to approximately 113 feet. So this is our answer here.